All right, so this is episode 2 of the Psychedelic Diaries, the psilocybin Diaries. So it's me, Kyle, and Ryan talking about our experience on the 4th of July with LSD. So starting off, we were gonna shoot the fireworks off, but well, first of all, we almost didn't even get anything.
Yeah, I really want to talk about what was happening pre-4th of July because, honestly, it really affected my emotions, and it kind of affected the whole impact of the day, really. So I'm probably going to mention about how we go to buy fireworks, right? It's 2 days before the 4th, and I got a text from Plugman. Plugman's like, hey, I got fire
Patrick
acid.
Star.
Yeah. I got some fire acid coming in, and I'm just like, okay, can I cop before the 4th? And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. He's like, I'll hit you up whenever. The next day goes by, he's like, all right, 10:30, I got you. Still doesn't answer, you know what I mean? Get left undelivered. The next day, it's the 4th of July, and I text him early in the morning. I'm just like, hey, dude, I can come and get it, whatever. He's like, I should have it before the 4th of July gets too lit. That was not really true at all, but... So... Initially, we were thinking about 2 separate places to shoot fireworks. It was either at my cousin's house or at the field where we ended up shooting it off. So while I'm at my cousin's house, I'm just staring at my phone. I'm like, please answer, because it was kind of like it was the event of the day. You know what I mean? If we didn't get this, our whole night would have been.
We wouldn't even be recording this
It would
right
have just been me and Cam tripping pretty much.
Yeah. So I was
just been smoking.
Yeah.
I was honestly really upset that we weren't going to be able to get our hands on this, and it would have been like the first time I actually had a trip experience. That's just like I didn't want to miss out on it, and I was considering not going. I was like, I don't really want to go to watch fireworks and just ride home. Like that sounds boring.
Yeah.
So I ended up just saying, fuck it, I'm going anyway. Get on the bike, and we headed up to the field, right? So that's where I say we can like start our
Talking about,
conversation,
yeah,
where
so-
we merge at the field.
Yeah, so we all got to the field. It's still like daylight out. I roll a fat ass extendo clip joint.
It's so high off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good weed, but
It's so funny.
yeah. and then Plugman, this is
Yeah, after
Yeah.
probably like 15 minutes of sitting at the field, I ended up checking my phone, and Plugman had texted me.
Plugman.
Yeah, and I look, he's like, yo, I got shit for you. And I was like, I was hyped, and now people who weren't going to do this before ended up giving me money so I could go buy them a tab.
Yeah, and I was really contemplating not doing it because I had to work the next day as a lifeguard.
The worst lifeguard ever.
Hey, man, I was doing
Tripping on
pretty good.
LSD.
But I decided to, pitch in. So this is about the time where we started like collecting money from everybody.
Yep.
Because we decided that, because Ryan and I had bikes, so we decided that we were just going to go and get it. And
Yeah.
Ben came too.
It was me, Kyle, and Ben, and I was like, I need to make a quick trip to go get this shit and come back. Like, and if you weren't on a bike, it was honestly going to take way too long to walk down there. So,
And then Mike was going to come too, but his chain popped. Like, when he was leaving
Yeah.
the field.
Oh, he came back.
He like bent his bike tires.
Oh, yeah, because he tried to jump off of his bike while it was moving. And he just broke it.
yeah, literally
Yeah.
trashed his bike for no reason.
So we set out on our odyssey, me, Ryan, and Ben, to
Go retrieve.
go retrieve the substances.
Yeah.
And
Ben, I want to talk about how Ben he mentioned, like, we should drop on our way back from getting these tabs so we can see if they're actually, like, working when we get back, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
go to Plugman's house, get our stuff. And I was like, is there anywhere specific or sentimental that you guys would
Right.
want to drop?
and of course at least I was like, oh yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and Ben didn't really give a shit either. So I'm just like, how about this parking lot over
The
here?
Roman Cafe parking lot. So
No better place.
So we pull in, right? And then right as we pull in, it's like starting to get like that twilight-ish look out. It's not like dark yet, but
You can see fireworks.
yeah. We pull in, and there's people shooting fireworks like the house next to us.
Yeah.
Like, but we couldn't see where they were shooting them off, so we just saw them like going over. It was fucking crazy.
Literally perfect timing. As soon as we got into that parking lot, just fireworks start shooting off to like enter us into this
Yeah.
this journey, I guess.
Yeah. So then we take out the shit. It's in like tinfoil. Ben is visibly shaking.
Yeah.
Like terrified, shaking. You can see his hands like shaking like a man with Parkinson's.
So
yeah.
it was his idea to drop like there, and then on the way back we'd start seeing stuff. But obviously, it's not going his way, and he's really not feeling it. So he's at like, I was trying to get him to help me out with like just tabs and shit. Like, can you hold this or stuff like that? He's like, nah, I can't do that. I can't do that right now. So he's just like, he's nervous to the fucking bone. So I give Ben his tab, I give Kyle his tab, and I have mine. And Kyle is in front of his bike, and I'm like, Commander Kyle, on your word.
Oh yeah. I'm like, let us commence this journey, Captain. Some shit. It's just some like goofy, stupid like military line or something. I don't even know.
It's been an honor serving with you.
Oh
And
yeah.
then-
And then we dropped.
That was
I
our-
almost swallowed it at first because I'm an idiot. It was just like second nature. You're just like,
like a piece of candy.
yeah.
Kinda. But I learned to not swallow it because the last time I did, I didn't really get
Yeah.
the effects.
Well, I like swallowed it halfway, caught it in my throat, and then like
Regurgitated it?
yeah, sort of. I used my like throat muscles to like push it back out onto my
Oh,
tongue.
what the fuck?
It was so weird. So then that happened. Ben.
Kyle's got some throat skills.
I swallowed it.
Oh really?
Like, I put it in my mouth and I drank water.
No, you can swallow it. I don't know. I wanted to keep it on my tongue for a while.
Yeah.
So, and then Ben did not drop at that moment.
He did
So
not.
he sort of wussed out. But I mean, he did do it later. So
Yeah. So we started riding back to the field to give everybody their stuff and to see our
I
fireworks.
don't think I was really feeling anything riding back.
No, I wasn't either. Even when we were in the field, it was so dark that like visual effects did not exist because I could hardly
'Cause you
see the
couldn't
guy in
see
front of
anything.
me.
You
Yeah,
couldn't see any visuals.
but we were really just there for the fireworks anyway.
Yeah, like when we got back, it was actually dark.
Yeah, dark as shit.
So then we shot off the fireworks. That's when I sort of started feeling a little goofy, but
Mhm.
like not like when we decided. I feel like this is when we sort of started even pairing off. Isn't like when we physically paired off, but like more mentally, because Cam and Mike and I think Dan, when we were like shooting the Roman candles and like the firecrackers, you were standing at the exit.
No, that was Ben.
Oh, was Ben?
Yeah,
You guys
it was,
were shooting.
it was
it was
me,
me-
Ben,
it was
or me, Ben,
me.
and Mike.
Chris and Pete.
No, me, you, Chris, Pete for the Roman candle.
Roman
Yeah,
candles.
Roman
I was
candles.
there too.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was,
domed.
I was really
Dan
overwhelmed by the
several times.
visuals, so I didn't want any part of the
Yeah.
fireworks.
We were
Yeah.
trying to hit each other, weren't we? We were
Yeah.
trying to fuck
Oh,
each other
yeah,
up
we
a
were.
little. Yeah.
And then, so after that, still feeling a little goofy. Then, I feel like this is probably where I started to actually, like, feel the effects, is when we got this, I say we, I didn't actually go to buy them, but we had, I guess is a better word, this 4,000 pack of firecrackers, and we only used, like, not even 100 of them. So we decided to just put them in the middle of this gravel parking lot and just light them all off at once. 4,000 fireworks.
They're all covered in gunpowder, and then I
Oh,
think
we
it was.
had to unwrap them like,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a sweat factory.
Yeah, it was like a sweatshop. We're like elves in a shop, just unwrapping the gifts.
There's probably like what 20 firecrackers, and they're all
So many.
individually wrapped. So it's just like Christmas. You're just unwrapping
Unwrapping them, yeah.
200 fucking
yeah,
packs.
That photo's so funny. Of us unwrapping
Yeah,
them.
it is.
Yeah, we're not even sitting down. We're like hunched over on our heels.
Like gremlins.
Yeah, really.
And then after that, I mean, pretty much after we did the firecrackers, we all like left. Pete left in his car, and then where did we like decide to go?
So we start going down Walk Road as like a whole group. It's so goofy. There's no sidewalks or anything. There's this 9 dudes just walking in the street.
And it's
just-
a busy street.
Yeah, it's a very
Really
busy
busy.
street.
Yeah. But the thing about it was there were some people who had bikes and there were some who didn't. I don't think I got on my bike initially, but I think Ben was the first one to like
Oh yeah,
pitch
he's
it
like,
to me.
I gotta ride this right now or
Yeah,
something.
no, I saw him ride down the street and come back. He goes, "You gotta try this," and I'm just like, "Okay, I want to try the bike."
This is probably like what, like 10:30? No, probably like 10 maybe.
Yeah, it was actually
Yeah,
super early
it
when
was
we
like
were
10.
done with
Yeah,
fireworks.
I remember we checked like our phone to see what time it was. It was like 10 o'clock.
Yeah. So we start going down Walk Road, and
This is the point where we start getting on our bikes, I think.
yeah, we all have different paces. I was trying to keep pace with the walking group, and I really
couldn't,
just
yeah.
me and Kyle
You're gonna
couldn't.
go faster no matter what because you're just on a bike. So then, I think that's the moment when we started like breaking up because we would ride ahead and then we would ride back, and then we're like, I feel like Ryan and I were on the same level, and we're like,
We definitely were.
oh yeah, because I was like, I mean, come on,
Yeah.
and then we just paired off.
Yeah.
Because like you guys were saying, you don't even have to say anything.
Yeah, you just finish each other's sentences. It was
I
weird.
literally just went, come on, and then we just left you
It was
guys
like a
because you guys
look.
were
It was
walking.
weird.
We started splitting off. We're probably like 10 minutes down Walk Road, and I kind of went on this like solo like journey, just riding my bike where the fuck I wanted. And I ended up riding through this random parking lot, but it was like beautiful. It was really just like behind some random garage I've never been in NT, but for some reason it was like awesome to see a new part of NT just in a new beautiful light. You know what I mean? And that's when I started riding straight. And I'm splitting
Oh
from the
my
group. I'm like,
God.
fuck it. I'm going on this bike ride. Like I'm down to go on my own thing. I'm just going. I'm going. I turn left. I'm away from the group, and I hear a bike chain behind me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is there someone behind me? And I look, and Kyle's just tailing me. He
I
didn't
was
say a
following
single
him.
word.
I wasn't even saying anything. I was just following him the entire time.
It was so fucking odd to see that he had
Stalking
followed
him.
me out there. I did not think anybody was like knew where the fuck I was.
Because I was like, I mean, Ryan's going somewhere. I might as well just follow him. So then, this is like 10 o'clock ish when we start riding our bikes.
Yeah.
And we keep in mind we did not get off our bikes until like 3 in the morning.
It was a long fucking bike ride.
Yeah, and we were riding bikes like even before that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
At the beginning of our ride, I remember we see this really long like road that we just kind of like we did a U around, and we start whipping on our bikes. We're going as fast as we possibly can, and it felt so good.
We were going like probably 35, 40 miles an hour, just conversation speed the whole time. And it was insane.
Almost
And-
going 30 into the busy street
Oh
and
my
having to
God.
slam on our brakes.
Yeah, but sometime along that, like when we started riding, and before we started like going on like our long journey on our bikes, Ryan comes up with the idea of getting a super fingerilla from Colossal Taco, and that was the worst decision I've ever made in my life.
Look, we needed a place to go, and I was like, I know one place to go, my favorite place in the world, Colossal Taco. But we also did just need a place to ride to, like we were just kind of riding in a straight line the majority of the time. So we rode all the way out to Colossal, and I remember when we get there, we're at the corner, and it really feels like a cutscene. Like it feels so deliberate, like we were meant to show up there.
Yeah, there's no cars in sight.
Except
and
for the people getting food that
Yeah,
were coming
yeah,
out of Colossal.
And there's like some homeless person. You know that like abandoned building next to it with
Yeah.
like the stairs? There's just some homeless person.
Sleeping up there,
Sleeping
yeah. He was
there,
drunk
yeah.
as shit because he did not move all night when we drove past him multiple times.
Yeah, well, anyway, Ryan makes me go in the fucking store.
Oh yeah, he's like, well, we gotta eat something now because we're already at Colossal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, here's all you need to know: Super Fingerella. And he's like, what's on it? And I was like, chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, and marinara sauce. All
in
right?
a burrito.
Yeah,
In a burrito.
in a
fucking
burrito shell.
shell.
Fat ass burrito.
It was,
Yeah,
oh my-
a
it was like-
super.
It was like a good 10, 15 pounds. Just like grease.
Clogs
Yeah.
up your arteries. What the
Pretty
fuck?
much.
It's a heart stopper, dude.
And
Tell you that.
so I go in there, and there's like drunk people in there, and I'm just like sitting in the corner, and they start calling me. I don't know for sure if it was directed at me, but I'm like 95% sure that they were just calling me Paul. Like for some reason, they were sitting in one corner of the restaurant. I was sitting in the other. And they're like, "Hey, Paul, why are you sitting out there all alone?" Or something. And I didn't know what to say. I didn't even know that they were like talking to me.
It felt like you were in Colossal forever.
I was
Yeah.
in there forever, and then I come out. I get the shit. Nothing really else happens in there. I get the shit, come out, and all of a sudden I'm like looking around, and Ryan's just gone. Like he's nowhere to be found. but my bike's still there, just like unchained next to this homeless person. So I get on, I start riding like towards NT, like towards like the bridge area with these like 25 pounds of food in my bag, in my backpack, and I just see this dude riding a bike, and I'm like, oh, that's obviously Ryan. So we meet up, back up, and then we're like, we didn't really have another place to go, so we're like, oh, we might as well just ride to the high school. So we ride over to the high school. We're just like talking about just like Actually, we weren't even really talking at all. We just like started riding.
Oh, when we came over the bridge though, and we were going super fast, just after we left Colossal, there's like a construction going on at the end of the bridge.
Oh yeah, and I was like, oh, I know a shortcut. So we go on our bikes. We're going down the bridge really fucking fast. And we're just like whipping through the cones and shit.
Weaving in and out of cones, going over jumps. We were going so fast.
Jumping. We were like actually on our bikes, like doing jumps in the construction yard.
Just there were big gaps of concrete, but you're just going so fast, you just go straight over them.
Yeah, they're like huge, like probably like foot-long gaps in the concrete, and we're like jumping over them and shit. So then we meet up.
I think we were going to look for the boys at that point.
Oh yeah, because I called you guys, and you guys were like,
we
we're at the fields or something. So we ride by the fields, no one's there. So we're at like Sportsplex, and we're just like in the middle of like the road that leads into the parking lot of Sportsplex, and we just start eating our Fingerilla shits.
Yeah.
And then Ryan was saying like, I feel like I just need to walk right now. So we just like left our bikes in the middle of just like some random road, and we just walked pretty much all the way down to like the end of Sportsplex and back.
We're just
like,
like, we left our bikes. Like, yeah, we should probably go back and get those.
Oh yeah, we forgot, because we just like left them there in the middle of the road, and we're like, we just kind of like left our bikes back there. So then we decided to turn back around.
I think at this point the drug was hitting me to a point where I didn't want to stop moving.
Yeah.
After being on the bike for so long, on the come up as well, I really did not want to get up. No part of me wanted to stop moving.
It just feels so natural to be on a bike.
It really did.
Think about it though, because you're not really like doing anything that you wouldn't be doing like with running. It's just faster, so it's a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah. We were also talking about how the bike is an extension of the human body. I remember that was definitely one of our topics of conversation.
Yeah, we just kept talking about how the bike is just a natural extension of the human body because it just mimics the action of running, but it's just fast.
Yeah, and it keeps your momentum. That's all it does.
Yeah.
So let's see.
After that, this is when we met up with you guys at the bridge, I think.
We just kept going on our bike ride. We were just like, fuck it, these guys are gone. Like, we met up with them for a few seconds.
Oh, wait, I think when we were... I called you guys again, and I was like, oh, where are you guys? And you're like, oh, we're walking over towards, like, the bridges or something, or we're near Dockside. So we go there, completely forget that we called you, and we just kept going straight.
Because
like,
we were wondering where you guys were, because we just called you.
We went into Tonawanda and just kept going, like, for, like... a good like 20 minutes, and then we stopped, and we were just sitting on some random dude's like front lawn.
Yeah.
With our bikes in the middle.
I was like, weren't we supposed to be going somewhere? And we completely forgot that we were supposed to go meet these fucking dudes, and we ended up calling them again. They're just like, oh, we're over by the bridge. We're just like, all right, we're coming.
And then we just turned around and went like the same way back, I think.
Yeah.
And then that's when we started to get like thirsty, because we didn't even have water or anything. We were just like biking for like
hours of bike ride. Yeah.
So yeah, and then I'm like, oh, there's that one vending machine down by the water in Tonawanda. So we go over there. Didn't even call you guys to like really see where you were. We go down there. We're under the bridge. We get our shit, and then I hear like voices on top of the bridge, and I'm like, who the fuck's on the bridge right now? Because it was like midnight-ish maybe at that point. And Ryan's like, oh, don't worry about it. You don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
I call you, and I'm like, I was just being a fucking idiot, because I was just trying to make Dan do goofy stuff for some reason. So I'm like, yo, Dan, start yelling. And then, so I hear this yelling, and I thought it was the phone at first, and then I pulled it away from my face, and I'm like, what the fuck? So then I told him to start doing it again. And then that's when we, like, heard you guys, like, on top of the bridge. And then, you guys were on the bridge, we were under the bridge, and I completely forgot that staircase was even there, and we had our bikes anyway. So, I think we even told you guys to stay there. We're like, all right, stay there. We're coming up or something.
Nah, I don't think that happened. I think we said we're coming down to you guys right now, and you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
you guys
maybe-
just left.
Maybe,
Yeah, we went
yeah,
up.
that's probably what
Nah,
happened.
we definitely knew what the fuck was going on because we could hear you guys coming down the stairs, and I looked over at
Yeah,
Kyle
you guys
as we
were
were walking
giggling.
up the
Yeah.
path.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I think I
Guess
did
what,
that
like,
on purpose.
You did 100%.
All you
It
guys-
was so funny.
Because
Going away
there's
from
like,
us.
we were probably within like maybe 6 feet of each other, but because there was like so much brush like blocking the stairs, you really couldn't like see each other.
At all.
So
boys.
yeah, it was like we were fairies or something like
it
through
was
the
weird.
forest, and you guys were trying to follow
was
our
funny.
voices because we were like snickering, we were like shit like that, and all you could hear was that, and then you guys walked down the stairs, realized we're not there. We're on top of the bridge, and then we were about to leave too, but
Yeah.
then you guys were coming up the stairs again, and you're like, "Yo, Chris is not doing okay,"
Yeah.
and shit like that. And then we sort of grouped up for a little bit. I think we were like walking along the canal
Yeah,
near
we
Dockside.
were
maybe?
walking down Oliver.
Yeah, for
I'm
a
pretty
little
Yeah,
sure.
we walked like over the bridge and like
Yeah.
down the
We
street
were
a little
walking
bit
down
with each
Oliver,
other.
and then that's when we were like, you guys should go ahead of us, because that's when we started feeling the weird energy.
Oh yeah,
You guys were
yeah.
with us.
Well, we were just
Oh, we
trying
were
to like.
walking down Oliver, and I was like sort of out of it a little bit. I was like, I think I was sort of in that rut that like Ben was in, but then there's like this building. It was a brick building that had pillars on it, and I looked up at it, and it looked like really elongated. Like I was in like I felt wonky. That's all I could. That's
like them changes?
Yes, that
Wonky.
changes. I literally felt like the bass line. And that's all I
So
could like.
funny.
I could feel, and I was like walking, and all I could hear was like. And I was looking up at buildings, and they looked like they're like stretched out.
That's funny.
It was really goofy. Like it was in a like a '70s edit or something. So that was when we were like, because yeah, we weren't really like on the same level. Because
Yeah,
Ryan and I
no.
were just like doing our own shit and like being really active, and we were not feeling like walking and shit. So we're on Oliver, and it's dead. There's no cars or anything. Oh yeah, and I was walking with you guys, and there was like these drunk people on the side of the street, like in their house or something. And this one lady was like dancing with a beer in
She
her hand.
embraced you.
So I'm like, yo, hold my bike. And I just did the Irish jig, and then she came over, and she's like, yes, you know what I'm talking about. You understand this shit. And she like embraced me, like full on like hugged
That was
this
funny.
random lady.
The two homeless dudes that were just drunk on top of each other?
Yeah, and then she's like, these guys don't understand. And she like pointed to these two guys in like an alley, and they're like drunk as fuck, like laying on top of each other.
Super weird.
So then after that, that's when we were like, oh, like me and Ryan were like, oh, we should probably like go check on Chris or something. So we got back on our bikes, and we were like, so you guys were walking down Oliver in a straight path, pretty much.
Yeah.
And we were going down the side streets and just whipping in and out of Oliver. So all you saw, I think, was us just like passing in front of
we
you.
didn't see you at all.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
nah.
All I remember is just feeling. I kept saying that we were like Zeus's messengers.
Yeah,
on the
we really
bikes.
were.
Yeah. You literally just kept appearing out of nowhere. It was so funny.
Oh, I remember being in a fucking state of like complete hysteria. It was when we like probably our first time getting off the bike, and I wanted to just like call my mom and just be like, "Hey, I'm good." You know what I mean? Just like a check-in, just because it's the 4th of July and shit.
Yeah.
And I get off my bike and I'm just hysterically laughing because it literally feels like the whole world is just going in this big circle around me. And that's what I feel in my body. And I looked over at my bike. This looks like a clown bike. Just the perspective we were at. They just look tiny as shit. And I look at it and I just hysterically laugh. I look back at it and it's still the same size. So I'm still laughing my ass
Oh,
off.
is that when we were at
That's so
Sportsplex and we're like walking away from our bikes and
Yeah.
we're laughing hysterically?
Yeah.
I forgot that you called your mom.
Yeah.
That was really goofy.
Clown bike.
Yeah. Going to Jamie's, also on our epic voyage.
I forgot that we went to Jamie's.
Yeah, we made a
Oh
stop.
yeah, we went to Jamie's first, right?
And then met up with these guys. I
And then
think.
yeah, because we had, oh yeah, because we ate like half of our fingerilla at Sportsplex, and then we went to Jamie's after, and then ate like another large portion, and then I'm like, this is
Nah.
really not healthy. So then I just left it at Jamie's.
Trying to eat while at like the peak of my high, it literally just felt like I was like smacking food into my face. I could not feel me biting and swallowing. It was literally just like ah.
It was just a mass of meat. That's
Yeah.
all it was.
That's funny.
Because it was like this solid thing, but like when you bit into it, it was like the weirdest
Fucking
texture
unraveled.
ever. It felt like you were biting into like a sponge, but also something crunchy.
Yeah.
It was
Fuck.
yeah. It was an experience.
Yeah.
That's kind of nasty.
Hey, man, I
a crunchy
ate-
sponge.
I ate a lot of it. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, our whole vibe was like, I feel us just talking about how we were like Hermes and Zeus's messengers, and we just
Yeah.
kept zipping back and forth past, because we would be like riding our bikes and we just like see you guys just like
you guys were, like,
walking
paper
down
boys.
the street.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
Oh, yeah.
Want to see you.
Hello, governor, and then we just leave for another hour and a
I'll
half.
see you for an hour.
That was really goofy. I'm trying to think. Really, our entire trip was just us riding bikes. And I feel another part of our whole like mindset sort of thing was like we did not care where we were or what time it was, because I did not check my phone to see what time it was at all. I didn't even look at my phone like unless it was to like call one of you guys. That's it.
Yeah, I didn't
And
look
we were
at my
just
phone,
like-
dude.
Like we were literally in Tonawanda and we were just going straight.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just like, oh yeah. And we just kept saying pretty much like, we could literally just leave right now. We just like never look back pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, I really did lose perception of time because
Yeah.
not looking at my phone and also being just like inebriated off of that shit, I could not use my phone. At the peak of my high, trying to unlock my phone, it literally felt so foreign.
I looked at my phone at one point, like the beginning of the trip when I was on shrooms, when I was talking about like how I checked the time. It just looks so strange. It's hard to describe how strange my phone looked.
It didn't.
Yeah.
It definitely did not look normal.
Yeah,
foreign.
it was so weird.
I feel like a lot of it is it messes with your perception of like size.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
a big thing because,
Yeah.
like you were saying, you're looking at our bikes and they look like clown bikes, and I was looking at the buildings and they're like stretched upwards,
Mhm.
and I feel like when I was looking at my phone, it felt like oddly out of place and oddly small.
Yeah.
It was really weird though. So I think, well, we met up with Chris and shit.
That's when it started to mesh all together.
Yeah.
And we all got together.
Or, I can't remember. Did we see that like weird military bunker thing before or after we met
Before. You guys saw it before. 'cause
Yeah.
I remember
Okay.
you were trying to show us. You were trying to get
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
to see it.
up? It was
We're
really
like,
goofy.
we should probably go to Chris. You're like, but this military bunker
Yeah.
is pretty cool.
It was on the way though.
We went the opposite direction.
No, it was Chris's street was here and it was just down the other end of the street. I think.
Yeah, it was on the
Yeah.
dead end, yeah.
It was just it was a train. There was no dead end signs either,
Yeah.
which was weird. So we're like, oh, it'll probably connect somewhere. So we went down there. It was like a train yard or like a train junction place, but it was just so odd to look at.
So,
Because-
like vacant.
Yeah, it was very vacant and it was just very metallic.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no like defining features at all to tell like what it was. And next to it was like there's that dark alley with like the single red light in it.
Yeah.
That was really weird. It was like there was like a cutout in the trees, pretty much, and it was just a dark alley, and I think there's like one dim street light and just a red light bulb, like hanging on the path or something.
Yeah.
It's really goofy.
Really felt like I was out of like a horror movie or some shit.
Yeah, we did not go down it.
Fuck that.
Sounds like you guys had a very like physical trip.
We did.
We really did.
Like it sounded like me kind of very
Definitely,
mental.
I think definitely because you guys were physically active, like the whole time.
Yeah.
It was just different in a way.
It really did clear our minds. Like, focusing on just riding your bike, like, it did feel like second nature. You know how you never forget how to ride a bike?
Yeah.
That, in a sense, it was literally like using, like, 2% of
Yeah.
my brain power to
It was just in the
navigate
background.
myself.
And we were, like I said, we were going like 30 to 40 miles an hour, just talking speed. Like we were side by side going that fast, and we were just like talking, like nothing was happening.
Mhm.
And when we were going through like the construction yard, zipping through the cones, like at least I wasn't. I don't know about you. I don't know what you feel. I wasn't thinking about it. I was just doing it, and it was like impressively skillful. Like we were like going fucking fast. We had the momentum from the bridge, and we were going around the cones like fucking like weaving in and out. We were like professional stunt drivers. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
it felt like being like on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. You can get really fast on a bike.
Oh my god, it's insane.
Randomly, me and Kyle would just like want to go fast. Like I just see him start picking up speed, and we're literally just going side by side, trying to like beat each other in a race, but we're both side by side.
It was weird because we were trying to like beat each other in a race, but we couldn't go like faster than one
Mhm.
another by a large margin because Ryan would like gain speed a bit, and then I would speed up where I was gaining speed, and then we just like even out.
It's like a NASCAR race, just trying to get
Yeah,
next to you.
we're kind of like magnets. in a sense.
Magnets?
Like even if you like pull it apart a bit, you still feel that like pull to go back
Yeah.
to like the center. It's really weird. And then I remember another conversation that we kept having is the magical areas surrounding NT, which was
Oh.
because we kept riding. We were not using like maps or anything. We were just
No
riding.
idea where the fuck
No-
we were the
no clue.
entire time.
Absolutely no clue. And we, for some reason, kept riding past Colossal Taco. We probably rode past that place like 5 times.
5 fucking times at least.
And then we were also talking about that's like the black hole of the Tonawondas, and then another magical place is that vending machine
Yeah,
down
the
by the
summer
water
camp
because
one?
it looks like
Yeah.
Camp Silver Lake
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
from Friday the 13th, but it's
so
like
out of place to have a working,
So
working
random.
vending machine that's all lit up and there's all like lights around it and stuff.
it even has like this summer camp vibe where it's like dim too.
Yeah,
It's like a dim
yeah.
vending machine.
That water tasted so good. I don't think there's ever been a better drink of cold water
It
in
was
my
like a
life.
fountain of youth because that's where we went because we were thirsty.
Did
at
we
one
get
point. We were
water
like,
or did we
we
get
were
that
like, we
Gatorade?
have to get
You,
water.
I don't think got water. I think you got something else, like Powerade or Gatorade or something.
That white Gatorade, I think.
I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, and then after that, after everything, we met up with Chris, because they told us to, like, go ahead, and then we like, fuck it, we're, like, zipping down the side streets and shit. We met up with Chris, and then I think Mike and Ben were down there as well.
Yeah, we ended up getting to Mike and Ben before we got to Chris's house, I'm pretty sure. And we
Yeah.
were just like, yo, what's up? I haven't seen you in 4 hours. How you been? How's it going?
And then I was trying to convey the message back to, Dan and Cam that Chris was alright. I was going, like, fucking fast as fuck.
You guys
on,
didn't ever get to him, right? You just saw it. You talked to Ben and...
We didn't see him personally until you guys
Yeah.
got there.
Because he
Yeah.
wanted to stay home.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I think that might be it. I mean, because we didn't really have a lot of... Was this your first time dropping?
This is like my first actual acid experience. Like my first one ever was really mild, I feel like.
It's not like diet? Why didn't it do anything?
Diet acid.
I don't know. It really did feel like a microdose. That's what I want to
Yeah.
chalk it up to. And especially like I remember off my first trip ever when I got home, I'm just in my kitchen, right? And I'm like, no way I'm not feeling nothing. Like
Mhm.
there is definitely something going on. And then I just randomly start laughing my ass off like I'm feeling something. Why can't I tell what I'm feeling? Like I'm not seeing weird shit, but I know like I have this feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so hard to pinpoint exactly what I was feeling at that moment, so I didn't know how to explain it or chalk it up, but I knew it was happening.
Yeah, maybe it was just like when the first time you smoked.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Yeah, you
My
really
first
don't know
time-
what to expect.
My first time dropping was definitely more on, like, Dan and Cam's level, because I was, like, here, like, at my house, so I wasn't really doing anything physical, and it was a very mental thing, but, like, yeah, it definitely, because I was just, like, meditating and shit, I guess, but,
Vibing.
but yeah, I literally was just vibing. But back to the story, I guess. We met up with Chris, found out he's alright, he comes out, we're in a big group, and then Cam says something about, like, he's like, oh, I think I'm about to go home.
Yeah, about
Like, go to bed. And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of feeling that too. And this is, like, sort of on the calm down a little bit.
For you?
A little bit, yeah. And then, I was gonna ride with Ryan back to my house, and I was like, "What do you say, Captain? One more ride for the good old days?" And then we just took off again, and then rode back to my house, and that's when I clocked out. I just watched those like Indian guys on YouTube making shit in the jungle.
Yeah, I was watching nature documentaries in my bed for like 3 hours.
It was fucking crazy. So what was your ride like back with everybody after? Like was it like long? Like after you dropped me off?
No, it really wasn't. I got from your house down to Lowry, and then I was like, well, I think I'm heading home at this point. So I like put on my headphones and I started listening to music. Music was awesome, by the way. That was the first time I had ever put my headphones back on from the moment I had left my house. Like,
Yeah, because we weren't listening to like music at all.
not at all,
Yeah.
which was completely different from Mike and Ben, who had earbuds in the entire time. So that's how their vibe was just completely different. Trying to conversate with them, it was just like, also Ben trying to like tell me about how like the music just sounded so good, but I just couldn't
It's
relate.
like because you weren't listening.
Yeah,
to
I
it.
wasn't at all.
Yeah, because I tried to branch off with Mike at one point, and he was just like on his bike listening to music, which is like fine, but it just wasn't what I was used to. So it was off.
Yeah, it wasn't what we were doing.
Yeah.
But let's see. I put on my headphones. I start riding back home, and I see Danny. And I stop over. I'm like, "Hey, did everybody go home?" And then he's like, "Yeah, I think so." And I was like, "All right. Well, I guess I'll see you later." Started riding back down, and then Ben, Mike, and you were farther down the street than Dan. Dan was just walking by himself, and you guys must have just rode off on your bike somewhere.
I think we did. I can't remember. Because that's when I said I was just gonna go home.
Yeah. And that ends up just like grouping all of us back in together because we ended up catching up to Dan. So it was like, there's no point to not walk home with him at this point. And we were like, well, what do we want to do? And it's like, do you want to just go like walk to the canal? And we weren't doing anything else. So that was our main motive. And I remember eating a smooth ass protein bar that tasted good as fuck.
Smooth protein.
Yeah, it was
Like a
mushy.
Oh,
Galaxy.
yeah, I forgot I kept eating Mike's protein bars, and I had to shit myself the whole entire trip.
Mike's ripping ass the entire way.
I had like 3 protein bars.
Yeah, they were good.
They were so good.
Too good. So, let's see. We ride back to the canal, and then it's like the end of a GTA 5 heist where you're all just sitting at the end of the water.
Watching the sunset.
Yeah, watching the sunset and just having like these aftermath thoughts, conversations of just like,
You're trying to like piece things together.
yeah, we were really trying to like say like, what the fuck was that, and what just happened. Basically, that
Yeah,
that was
that's what it felt like.
what really came to mind is what the fuck was that? Like, we were also talking about this is nothing. This is not an experience relatively close to weed. It
Oh,
can't
not
even
at
be.
all.
Yeah, no.
It's not
It
comparable.
can't be
It's
drawn in on the same
indescribable.
level at all. It's so much.
It's really
different.
hard to put to words.
It is.
You really have to experience it.
It's an all day thing. If you think this is like, I'm gonna go over to my buddy's house and I'm gonna drop a tab and then come home a few hours later, you're not gonna be able to get home, buddy.
All day.
You're not gonna be able
Fucking
to
day.
find your way home.
Yeah.
Get lost.
Seriously, that you can get lost in that shit.
Unless
Like-
you're Ryan and I just use our minds to figure out where
we
we
had
are.
a compass at all times, and it just pointed north, no matter where we went. So
Yeah, pretty much. Pointed north towards Colossal Taco.
that's where it is. There's just a big magnet under Colossal,
It was,
and your compass
'cause-
always points there.
It was so goofy though because we were in Tonawanda, just like some random side street, and we're like, all right, we should like head back. Because I don't even think we like turned around and like went the same road.
We didn't,
Because we went down like side roads. and-
because we were in some random neighborhood. I
Yeah,
remember
that's right,
being in
that's
the middle
right.
of fucking nowhere. It's just like, do you know where we are? No.
Because we were sitting on some dude's like front lawn,
Yep.
pretty much.
Trying to think about where you guys were. I'm pretty sure. Because oh yeah, that was at the point where I was like, weren't we supposed to be doing something? And then we were like, oh shit, we already went past the bridge. So
Because we completely forgot. That was really funny.
That was definitely the craziest thing about the whole night is that how we would all separate, but somehow we would all find each other without like.
It was like
texting.
destiny.
Like sometimes we wouldn't text or call each other, we would just
Find each
randomly
other.
see each other.
yeah,
It was really weird.
small town.
It's like we're like just naturally drawn to each
That's
other.
what it felt like.
Yeah.
And we just had a connection that like just pulled each other towards us.
hmm I kind of wish I had more interactions with random people.
Yeah.
During
one
my
that I
night.
There
know.
wasn't much people
Yeah.
out really though.
Yeah, I guess, except for some random drunk people on the 4th of
They're
July.
really
I
funny.
should have asked those people for alcohol. They probably would have
Sufficed.
The lady that I did the jig into her heart.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was really goofy.
Didn't we walk down the street at one point and there was an open window and there was like naked people having sex?
Oh yeah.
There was just butt ass naked
Just
people up,
having-
like
yeah,
on
what
Oliver.
the
Their
fuck?
window
Fucking-
wide open. I forgot about
Yeah, I
that
forgot
until
about
just
that,
now.
too.
What
Should
the
have
fuck?
should have asked to join.
They were like,
No.
yeah.
Hey,
If we bring that ladder that we always said we could have climbed up there.
Why don't we always bring a ladder with us? Dude?
A rope ladder.
Yeah.
Does somebody have a rope ladder?
So
Hello?
random.
I could
Right.
tie
Why
one.
would they leave it wide open? They didn't give a
Yeah,
shit.
the light was on and everything.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
They didn't give a fuck while they fuck.
Pretty much.
Is that it for you guys?
Yeah, that,
I think that pretty much concludes
Does that
it.
sum it up?
that sums it up relatively well.
Yeah, definitely something you need to experience by yourself. Well, not by yourself.
Don't.
Don't
Do it by
With-
yourself
with
in a dark
people,
room.
man.
Yeah, do it in a dark room with only mirrors.
Oh my god, with mirrors? What
Holy
the
shit.
fuck?
A mirror maze.
Yeah,
That
you
would
would
not be
have lost
okay.
your mind if you stuck your head in between a few mirrors and you're just like,
Closing my mind, just closing my eyes.
Yeah.
I can imagine that.
Yeah. So
don't do drugs, kids, please.
that's the end.